With every breath, a promise to rise. Together we chase the limitless skies. Galvanize the world, feel the mold of my life. Every healthy choice, it feels so right. Data in our hands, we hold the key. A future built on trust and integrity. Galvanize the world, feel the light. With every healthy choice, it feels so right. Data in our hands, we hold the key. A future built on trust and integrity.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to our Galvanators Unite call. Byron Belka here, and wherever you're tuning in from, thank you for taking some time to plug in and join us as we have kind of our weekly community call every single week, give you the updates, the skills that people are trying to learn, we want to talk about and share, and then just the education of knowing where we're at, how you can best participate in things that are happening. And one of the things that I've heard over the years again and again and again as I've helped entrepreneurs all across the globe is if I would have known. And a lot of times, one of the things about being kind of an entrepreneur, being a part of a community, is realizing what's going on, plugging in, checking the emails, being on these Galvanators Unite calls so that so that your team knows. Because I can't tell you how many times I've heard that over the years where people would have, and if they would have known, they would have taken advantage. And the reason I'm saying that is because we're going to talk about a few of those things today. So if you have people that are in your community, on your team, you want to make sure that they're here, they know about the information that we're going to share today, because a couple of those are going to be pretty time sensitive. And just wanted to get that right there at the beginning of the call so that you're aware. Don't leave before we end, because there's some great things that you're going to want to hear about. Now, awesome, exciting things happened over the weekend. I loved all those that participated. I want to thank everybody that participated in that call. And we're going to be doing more and more of those trainings. Typically, once a month, we'll do kind of a Saturday training so that people can figure out the basics of the business. How do we get a wallet? How do we share tokens? How do we set up the G Plus app? How do we, share products and services? Those are all things that are so important to know as we're wanting to get this community and enlarge it across the globe. So let's get into today's call. And as we typically do, I love that we have a chance to hear from Dr. Adam Sharp from his experience, the things that he's seen, and just the tips and tricks that we can put into our lives just to improve a little bit. And so, Dr. Sharp, thank you so much for being here. We always love having you, and I'm going to turn the time over to you. Thanks so much.
Awesome. Thank you, Byron. Glad to be here, and excited to see our community growing in different parts of the world daily. So I'm going to talk, if you haven't already, caught on to this, if you're new, these are really our mission here is I hope is to galvanize the world, to heal humanity. And part of that's just a basic understanding of our health. And so I'm going to talk about one of the most fundamental components of health and well-being, and it's just water. And staying appropriately hydrated. And, at least on the West Coast of the United States has been a heat wave lately. And so if you're not aware of changes and things, it's easy to get dehydrated. And sometimes the symptoms you may be feeling are somewhat vague, and it's really as easy as just drink more water. So we're going to talk a little bit about this. Hopefully you'll end with a little better understanding and one that you can share with others. So I like this quote from Benjamin Franklin, as I mentioned. When the well is dry, we know the worth of water. It's one of those things that's easily taken for granted because it's so readily available for most of us, which is good. So I want to talk a little bit about what happens when the well runs dry. So you can see this, each of these categories, but it impacts every single organ system and down to the cellular and metabolic level when we don't have enough water. And is as simple as just not ability to concentrate, fatigue, vague headaches. When it's severe, you can become confused, even delirious, and it could even cause seizures in a very severe and rare circumstance. If you're not familiar, our blood is made up of different things, but the plasma is is kind of the, for lack of a better description, the water around the red blood cells and the white blood cells and some of the proteins. And so that is what first goes down, which can cause, you to be lightheaded. And so when you stand up too quick, you might pass out, cause your heart rate to be fast. And this thermal regulation is just your temperature. So if you don't have appropriate hydration, then you can't regulate your body's normal ability to keep your body in the right temperature range. So often dehydration and heat exhaustion or even heat stroke go together, which can cause serious problems in all these same organ systems. Renal, that's just referring to your kidneys. Our kidneys are what help us to regulate our water. That's why it's so nice. It's extremely difficult to drink too much water. You can, everything in moderation. But in reality, our kidneys are what just help us get rid of excess water. But we'll talk a little bit about this later. If you're not appropriately hydrated, increases your risk for, things like kidney stones or urine infections, and, just chronic kidney disease. Actually, if you're chronically dehydrated, it doesn't allow your kidneys to work as they should. And then muscles, cramps, we know that comes from dehydration, just impaired ability to normal performance. And so poor endurance is one of those. And then, as I mentioned, down at the cell level, water is necessary for just normal cellular function, and the enzymes that are needed for normal, healthy metabolic processes. So don't let your well run dry. That's the point. A lot of bad things can happen to all the different organ systems in your body if you're not well hydrated. So this is always a question you may have heard. I heard for a long time, 8 glasses a day. Well, it's not quite that simple. And this is not to overcomplicate things, but there are things that you should know about yourself. Are you a big person? Are you more muscular, or maybe have more body fat than you should? How hot is it outside? If you normally drink 8 glasses of water, but it moves from 80 degrees to 110 degrees, you need to change. You need to increase that. If you go from an arid climate to a humid one, then you may need to adjust how much water you need, as well as activity level, stating some of the obvious things. Some people, for blood pressure, a common medication given is to help. It's called a diuretic. It makes you lose water. And so you need to make sure that your hydration is well balanced. And then just your diet, increasing sodium, for example, can increase the water needs. And there's different things that you can eat that actually, we talk about drinking water, but about 20% of the water that you get should be coming from the foods that you eat as well, whether that be soups or fruits or different things that obviously have water content in them. So we're going to get to how to help you actually understand how much water you should drink. Now, part of the downfall, in my opinion, of the medical community is they always talk about milliliters or milligrams per kilogram. Now, at least for us in the US, we don't use kilograms. I don't know what I weigh in kilograms. I can tell you in pounds because that's what my scale says. But I think we know liters. Often the bottles or, whatever we drink has liters in it. But these are for an average size 70 kilogram woman or 80 kilogram man. Baseline here. This is if you're not exercising and you're not outside. This is just like normal metabolism. You need at least just over 2 liters if you're a woman, and really 2.5 liters if you're a man. But throwing in here, if you do just 30 minutes of strength training and 30 minutes of walking, and then, it's a little bit warmer, and so you may perspire a little bit, you need to add to that. So you really need at least 3 to 3.5 liters a day if you're active at all throughout the day in order to get enough fluids. Again, that's an average. So on hot days, you need more. If you're less active, you may need a little bit less. These are general guidelines that I think, and really this takes effort in order to have a full 3 liters of good fluid intake per day. Here's a travel hack. If you like to go flying to all the enjoyable places there are to visit, because of the high altitude, we lose a lot more water than we do normally. So they recommend that in order to just maintain where you are, you need to drink at least 8 ounces of water per hour of flight. So if you're on a long flight, make sure that you take in enough fluids. Now, here's the other thing, and you may like caffeinated beverages and they taste good, but they don't do much. Caffeine actually increases our body's our kidneys, in fact, to get rid of water. So that's why caffeine can counterbalance this. So alcohol and caffeine do not help towards this. So this is really something that you should drink that does not contain alcohol or caffeine when we're talking about 8 ounces per hour of flight when you're in the air. So last, and this is recorded so you can come, you don't have to remember this, but the reality is if you have, and just, I think about it this way, if you drink just those simple bottle of water or a glass of water before you exercise, that's helpful in prehydration. And then you essentially need to, if you're going to exercise somewhere in the 40 to 60 minute range, you need another bottle of water. And then post activity, another bottle of water. This is just a simple check. I think hopefully most of you know this, that the clearer and the lighter the color of your urine, the more hydrated you are. If it starts to get dark, in fact, it's a marker for things other than dehydration as well, but you start to have really dark urine, and that's usually a problem. So make sure you keep an eye on that. And then it's better, we talked about drinking 3 to 3.5 liters of water a day. If you drink 3 liters in the morning and don't drink the rest of the day, that is not equivalent. You just want to spread that out over the course of the day, because that's how your body needs it. This is something that you just take care of over the course of a day and not all at once. So with that, I hope you remember, go get a drink of water. I hope you also know that in your G Plus app, I don't know if Robert mentioned this, he has in the past, you can actually in your vitals go and keep track. Sometimes that helps people to make sure that they're ingesting sufficient hydration every day. So you can use G Plus to track your vitals and track how much water you're drinking to make sure that you stay hydrated. And hopefully this is one more thing to help us galvanize the world and heal humanity. So go get a drink of water, and I'm going to turn the time over to Robert.
Thank you. Glad to jump in. If you've got your phone open to your G Plus app, let's just drive along together. First, just to follow up with Adam, let's go show you where you add your water into your vitals. So as you look at your home screen, if you look at the little menu at the bottom, I call it the quick menu. If you click on that, you then just hit My Vitals. And then at the very top, you can add your vitals. So for instance, if I have water intake, I can add my 8 ounces during a workout for 20 minutes. And then from there, I just hit save, and that will add that up. Now, uniquely, each time you continue to drink, etc., you can continue to add to your intakes. And so it'll continue to add. So if I add 8, 8, 8, it'll continue to add up to 24, etc. So that was just a quick little hitter on where you can find how to add water. Today, the one I wanted to really highlight was within our wellness check. If I click on that same menu again, and I click on wellness check at the top, when we do a wellness check, we get results in 3 areas: energy, mood, and stress. Most of the time, we understand our mood and our stress levels. The one that's least commonly talked about is energy. So I wanted to highlight that a little bit. What do we mean by energy and your energy levels? So as you look at the horizontal graphic, you can see that we give you the bar, and there's a smiley face on the right, a frowny face on the left. So I've got good energy on the right, low energy on the left, and then I've got that little blue pill, which shows my normal rate. Now, my normal rate is calculated specifically for me. It is based on all of my last 90 days worth of testing, and it will continue to give my median, and the pill is basically set there to equate to a 10% variance to give you that you're hitting into your normal rate. And uniquely, when I click on it, now I can see more details. So if I look at my energy over a week or a month, I can start seeing my trend lines. And on mine, I'm fairly consistent on my energy levels. And energy is a unique thing, right? It kind of measures your psychological and physiological states. And so fatigue, depression, your general wellness, energy is an indicator of those levels. And so if we break energy down, and we actually have that capacity, we can look at the subset of energy is we measure it in what we call power, speed, and dynamics. So it's not just the effort in which my voice projects, it's got a lot of other things. It talks about how, for instance, with power, am I have a soft monotone voice, or is it a lot more dynamic, or etc. And then for the speed, that's really just measuring the number of words per minute or the number of syllables per minute for which I'm speaking. Am I consistent there? You'll notice that on this, I show you what your today was and then your average. So on a daily basis, you can look at that as well and see how that's going. And then the last one is your dynamics. This is more related to your pitch of your voice. Does it change? You go up and down a lot, etc. And so all of these elements in those 2,550 biomarkers, there are some targeted to all of these different elements of your voice, which are regulated to measure your levels of energy. And so we have highlighted those in these graphs. And so we'll even show you your graphs of how you're doing on speed. Now you notice while my energy was very consistent, my speed has a lot more variables in it. My speed 6 months irons out a little bit, but then when I look at power, it's got a little bit, it trends a little bit more for me, and my dynamics is a little bit more fluctuating as well. When I look at them over a longer period of time, then I see that it probably evens out and I'm okay. But it's just impressive to note that as we measure those 2,500 plus biomarkers, and we do it every 10th of a second. And so our wellness check is around 40 seconds. And so every 10th of a second, you can see that that is a fairly huge amount of data that we are cycling through just to ensure that you have got your energy that is on target. That is kind of the summation of what I wanted to show today, was the importance of our energy and how it ties into our overall wellness. And hopefully on a daily basis, you can continue to do those things, exercise, etc., that will help your energy levels, which will then help protect from the fatigue, depression, and give you that overall wellness that you're seeking. That is the highlight of our product demo today. With that, I will now turn the time over to Casey. Casey, you're up.
Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to go over some of the stuff for how do you check and see if your wallet is set up. The biggest reason that you need a wallet set up is because if distribution is happening each day and there's no wallet set up, you're missing out. Whether that's running your node or you are completing actions through the G+ app. If there's no wallet for us to deliver it to, we can't send it. So I'm just going to share my screen here. So if you don't have your wallet set up, when you first log in, you're going to get this pop-up that says set up wallet later or set up wallet now. Again, you can just close this out if you're just clicking around, looking at everything. You can always just come into wallet, and right here, it's going to say set up wallet. Then it will walk you through it. It's going to ask you to create a wallet passcode. Again, this should be something different than your account password. Your account password is just this, how you log into your account. That's the password you'll use when you're hosting your node software. It's the same email and password that you'll use to log into the G+ app. Your wallet passcode, on the other hand, is used when you're bridging tokens or sending tokens, anything like that. Anything related to the EIS rewards, Ethereum, USDT, USDC, anything like that inside your wallet. So you want that to be something different. So I'm just going to make one here real quick. Perfect. Okay, click create. So then right here, it's going to show you your recovery phrase. This is shown to you one time. We do not store this. We do not have a copy of this. If you lose that, we can set you up with a new wallet, but you would risk the You take the risk that you would be losing everything that's inside your wallet currently. So you'd have to forfeit that balance. Don't take screenshots of this. Don't take pictures of it. You really just want to write it down. Keep that in a store it in a secure location. And then you want to make sure that you don't share that with people. If anybody ever emails you asking for your wallet recovery phrase or your wallet passcode, they are trying to scam you. They're trying to get your access to your account. Galvan will never ask for this. If you see anything that is requesting that, feel free to let us know, but never share this with anybody. So I am just going to get this set up so that after it shows you your passwords or your 12 words like this, it's going to ask you to confirm them. So it wants to make sure that you actually wrote them down. You want to make sure that you're spelling them right and that you have the order. So I'm going to say phrase secured. Then it's going to ask me to fill these in. So I'm just going to go off my notes here. I'm also showing this to you because this is a test account, so there's nothing in it. If there was something in it, I would not be showing it to everybody on a call. So let me just type these in here really quick. If you were to lose your 12 words, but you still have your wallet passcode, we can help you transfer your tokens in into another wallet. So just contact our team and then we can set up a new one with you. But again, you just want to make sure that you keep everything really secure here. Sorry, I'm trying to read my writing of this. Oops. Okay, perfect. So once that's complete, now it's going to pop up saying, congratulations, your wallet setup is complete. One of the other questions that I get a lot of tickets sent to our team on is they will say, okay, I don't remember my wallet passcode, but they still have their 12 words and they want to update that. That's super easy. In order to do that, you just click on your name here in the bottom left, and you'd say change passcode. It's going to ask you for those 12 words that you were just shown, and then you can update this passcode at any time. So if you're ever worried that somebody has access to your wallet passcode, or if you set it up initially and you made your account password and your wallet password the same thing, go in and use your 12 words and you can reset that. If you have any questions on any of that, you can always just hit this support button and that will take you over to our support page. And then you can reach out to our team and I'm logged in here. It'll look like this. You can review our FAQs and then you can always just submit a ticket to us. You can also just email support@galvan.health and we are happy to help you out. So I'm going to turn everything over to Byron, but reach out if you guys have any questions at all.
Awesome information today. So important to be hydrated, to get our water intake, and then to be able to track those things that Robert was talking about as well, to be able to know where you stand, be able to see where you're at. So powerful. I love it. I love what we're doing. I love the ability that we have to help people improve. And it's hard to improve if you don't know where you're at, right? So as we're trying to make the world healthier, as people decentralize, as we focus on you going out there, one of the things that we've got right now that I want to make sure that everybody's taking advantage of is, these digital gym memberships. And we've gone over them and I'm going to touch on them again real quick, but I want to make sure I'm going to give you some tips and how to get this out there, because there's a unique situation that we have right now with it being the end of the month. We're getting close to the end of the month, and with the end of the month getting close, we have an opportunity that we haven't really talked about that I want to make sure that we share and that you see. So I'm going to pull this up real quick. I'm going to share my screen and let's go over these one more time real quick. There we go. Here we are. So as we're looking at these digital gym memberships, it doesn't matter which one somebody does. It's just how much, how greatly do they want to be rewarded? Do they want to be rewarded a little or a lot for going there? And once again, whether it's 8 times that you need to go monthly, whether it's 12 times you need to go monthly, or 15 times for each of those. So the common is 8, the epic is 12, and the legendary is 15. Now, here's why the end of the month is so critical. Because we're just launching these, but people haven't had a full month. And typically people might not have a full month whenever they're starting their digital gym membership. So what are we doing to help with that? Well, what we're doing is we're saying, okay, on your first month, we just want you to get started. So if you go out there, even if you come in with the epic, digital membership, which you should go to the gym 15 times. Right now, you don't have that opportunity. You don't have that chance. We don't want a month to disappear. And I don't want somebody waiting for a month to get started. So what are we going to do? We're going to reward as long as somebody just starts the process. As long as somebody goes to the gym by the end of the month and submits it like they're supposed to, validate that they have a gym membership, validate that they were at the gym, and we're going to give them the full reward. So think about that for a second. The full reward, and it's a couple of days away. If people want to get a return for going out there and being rewarded for doing those actions, you can be rewarded in the next 2 weeks for the first month. Now that is huge, right? So I don't want people to not understand that right now it's not just about you, but here's what I've learned. What's good for the masses? What's good for the people that are getting started? And, I have 4 children, and one of the things that I've learned with them, as they've grown up, is if I give them a reward, the sooner I can get a reward to them, especially as they were younger, the better it was. Then they could put 2 and 2, hey, I did this and I got rewarded. If somebody gets a digital gym membership and they can get their first distribution of tokens in under 2 weeks, because we're getting close to the end of this month, I mean, how much more excited are they going to be to do it? How real are they going to be able to see it? So we have a huge advantage to be able to help people. And it should be, our focus to go out there and do that, because people can get a digital gym membership right now, whether it's the common, and this is $150. I used to ask people, I'm just going to ask people what are they spending on their gym membership if they don't mind me asking? Because if somebody's spending, $10 a month or $15 a month, you can see right here that the total, even with the digital gym membership, it can be more than covered and subsidized by them just going out there and doing this. So if they have it, they're spending 10 to 15 a month, this can be covered. Or if they're spending more and they don't want to do more than the common, at least it can be subsidized. But we have the opportunity for it to be more than subsidized, right? So if somebody gets the Epic membership, and they spend $250, now they have a chance to earn up to $720 worth of EYES tokens. So if they had, a gym membership that they're spending $20 a month for, or they have a gym membership right now that they're spending up to $35 a month for, you can see even with the $250, if they go out there and do the actions, they are going to be rewarded more than not just the digital gym membership, but we can help subsidize and help cover their membership themselves. This is what we call breaking it down to the ridiculous, as you hear me say. I love to do these things because it sounds ridiculous not to do it. And if somebody doesn't have a gym membership, isn't this a reason to encourage them to go do it? Go out there and get one, because especially for those people in the Galvan community, that's the best place and best way to go show people what we have, is if you're there at the gym and you're meeting people that are already spending the money, that are already find it valuable to go to the gym. And so they're there because they believe in the importance of fitness in their life. Hey, let's have them double down on that, right? So Legendary, even if somebody was spending up to what? $100 a month. They're spending $100 a month on a membership somewhere. And then they spend the $500 for the Legendary. They can still have the potential to earn more in EYES tokens over the next 12 months if they go and do what they're doing. And this will encourage people even more. So what we need to do specifically right now, because it is what's the 26th right now. We have a couple of days left till the end of the month. Somebody gets this membership, or if you don't have one, now's the time to get one, because you go and do those first steps, those first actions, and you're going to be rewarded, the first Friday of the month. And the first Friday of the month's not that far away. And you can have your first reward for the digital gym membership under your belt. Now, why is that important for you and myself, members of the community? Because the best way to know and show people that something can be done is if we've already been able to do it. If we've already gone out there and we've said, hey, I've been rewarded. Hey, I already got my first month of tokens. What kind of confidence does that give not only you, but them, as you're sharing that, hey, this not only is powerful, but it works. It's working and we're seeing it. And I've already been rewarded. There's so much more power in the ability for us to be able to talk from a position of experience than from, hey, that would be a good idea. And so I've just learned over the years, it's never, never wise if we're promoting something to be like, hey, so are you doing it? And you're like, oh yeah, no, I'm going to. Or are you doing it? Well, I should. Yeah, then why are we promoting it? Okay, we've got to, and that's my challenge. Everybody in our community, now is the time to go out there and take advantage of these, because this is aggressive as far as the tokens that we're willing to give away. As you've heard me say before, I don't know if we're going to be able to do this in the future, but we're going to be able to do this right now for those people that start with us and try this out. So one of the things that I'm going to do as we get started is I'm going to focus on going out there and posting something. So one of the first curiosity posts that I would typically do is, it has to do with just me. I'm going to take a picture of myself. And I would challenge all of you to do the same. And why would I take a picture of myself? You're going to see that we do have some images that you can use. But the reason I'm going to take a picture of myself is because people are going to probably pay more attention to that, me because they recognize me, or you because they recognize you, than scrolling through another photo, right? As they're just scrolling through social media. But I'm going to take a picture of myself, and I'm going to say in the comment there, or in my post, I've been spending money on a gym membership for years. Had no idea that it could actually reward me, and I could flip the switch on this. I'm going to say something to that point. I'm not going to ask for anybody's interest yet. I'm going to post that. You're going to see that on my social media later today. And then that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to just post that and kind of create curiosity. I've been, going to the gym for years, paying for a membership for years. I didn't know that I could be rewarded, and I could flip the switch and be rewarded instead of having to just cover it myself. Something to that effect. And then I'm going to create that curiosity. And then tomorrow, what I'm going to do, because once again, I'm going to be posting and I want people to do this, I'm going to kind of create another curiosity post. And I'm going to show you an example of one. This is one that I'm going to do most likely tomorrow. And once again, you can all copy. I don't mind, but this is important. But I'm just going to be like, hey, on the top, I'm going to have it in bold, get rewarded to work out. And then in the text or itself, I'm going to be, this isn't a joke. I literally earn crypto when I go to the gym, because that's what we're doing. Are we earning crypto? Do we have the opportunity to earn crypto? Whether it's the G Plus app, whether we have the gym membership, and then I'm going to do a call to action. Now I'm going to do a call to action, and that is, DM me or type comment gym if you want in. This is what I'm going to do. So today I'm just going to take a picture of myself, and I'm going to talk about, like I said, I'm going to the gym, been doing that for years. Never knew that I could get rewarded for it until now. And then this is going to be my second post tomorrow. And then I'm going to put one of these images. We got a couple of images that we're going to share with everybody that, earn rewards while you work out. This is an image that you could post as I'm saying that. I could post this image. Do you have a gym membership? Do you go to the gym regularly? Are you getting rewarded or reimbursed? Let's check that box. There's another one we could share. Or did you know you can get rewarded for going to the gym? This is what I'm going to use on my post tomorrow, as I do that. And then on the following day, I'm going to do, because, sometimes I post multiple times a day. I'm going to do it again. And why am I going to do it? Because there's benefits right now for people to do it. But think about this. If we had everybody in our community go out there and kind of create that curiosity, we're going to blow out of these subscriptions really quick. And that's what we want to do. We want to go out. The best thing that we can do is start to show that when we come out with a digital membership, when we have an NFT and there's a limited supply, you better get it, because it's a limited supply. And nobody's going to have more urgency on something than we do. So that is one of the things that I've learned over the years, is there's the secret ingredient in anything that we do. It's almost like KFC has their secret herbs and spices. There's a secret ingredient when it comes to promoting, when it comes to sharing. And do you want to know what that ingredient is? It's creating curiosity. Well, creating the urgency through that curiosity. It's urgency. If it's not urgent or important for us, why would it be for them? So, we need to go out there and create that urgency, create that that reason why people need to do it, and then go and lead by example. So that's what I wanted us to focus on today, because yeah, there's other things that we can do. And we alluded to the fact that we do want to reward people and what we're doing for sharing wallets. I do want to take a chance and congratulate Jerry for going out there and sharing 10 wallets this last week. I think last week is when he got his 10 wallets, and shared it with over 10 people, got 30,000 eyes sent to his wallet so he can do it again. And so congratulations, Jerry, for going and doing that and being a leader and leading by example. But guess what? Everybody can do that. And now if people have a wallet, it's easier to have their digital gym membership be attached to that. And then we can reward them, right? So awesome, awesome things. So many ways that we can reward. But that's what we're all about. Galvan is about rewarding for the right activities. And those activities that are going to make somebody better off is what we're all about. So I love that. And speaking of rewarding, it's that time. As you know, we do kind of a raffle every single week for those people that swap for eyes. So we're going to see who this week's winner is. And I'm going to pull this up and show everybody once again. Get this. All right. I want you to be able to see. Oops, so you can see it too. Boom. And the winner is, boom. Oops. Am I hitting the right? Oh, there it is. 9. Number 9. Case, tell us who the lucky winner this week is.
Samuel S.
Samuel S.
I'll go send it out right now.
Oh, congratulations. So, hey, people are just winning right and left, right? We got Jerry winning as he's going out there and doing, getting extra eyes tokens. We got people winning no matter what they do, whether they get the G Plus app, whether they're swapping, whether they get the digital gym membership. So you can't come in contact with Galvan and not win. And that's what we want. We want people to be rewarded and win for those right actions and activities. So it's time for us to get focused. We've got how many days to just a few days to the end of the month. Let's go out there and do people a favor and get them on this digital gym membership now, so they can get their first reward the first Friday of next month, and start the month off amazing. What's going to happen when you have those types of testimonials and those types of experiences out there? It's just going to validate everything else that we're doing. So excited about where Galvan's at, where we're going, and what we're doing. And it's what we do on a daily basis and a weekly basis that get us to our ultimate goal. You know, we have these big dreams. We have life-changing experiences that we want to have happen in our lives. But even going to the gym and getting in shape, it doesn't happen overnight. I can't tell you how many times I've run into people around the world that have changed their lives by just changing a few small, simple things that they do on a daily basis over a long period of time, and their lives are changed forever. And that's what we're all about here at Galvan. So thank you all for tuning in today. I wish you all the best. Let's go out there, have an amazing week. I'm Byron Belka, and I'm a Galvanator. Take care. We'll see you.